What is going on, boys and girls? Welcome to the Drift Podcast. It's the first installment of the relaunch because we did it before, but it sucked absolute ass. But, I got Wyatt here, a.k.a. I am Gardenum, a.k.a. Ledden, and I feel like this is the prime setup for a good-ass podcast. So, what can I say? So, how about
What up, homie?
yeah. Tell us go ahead and give everybody a plug. Like what's your Twitch, what's your YouTube, and what's your
Um,
primary
so
music
if you guys
place?
want to watch me suck ass at video games, it's I'm Gardenum Twitch on twitch.tv.
Mhm.
And if you want to see me on YouTube, it's I'm Gardenome, no caps, no space. And pretty much if Twitter is Ledden official, uh, and then Instagram it's Ledden. Yeah. Catch me on all that shit.
You better catch him on all that shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. And then as for me, you can follow me on Twitter, elixstar_drift. The same on Instagram, and then you can find me on YouTube, just Elixstar, and then Twitch, just Elixstar. So, yep.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So,
Hell yeah.
enough pleasantries and introductions and shit. I feel like it's about time that we talk about podcast. This is our podcast. It's the Drift Podcast and or the Dryftcast. But we gotta pay homage to the people that came before us. That got us into this. So tell me a little bit about what you listen to. What are podcasts you listen to, Mr. Wyatt?
So I there's times where like I do listen to podcasts. I don't listen to them all the time,
Mm-hmm.
just because I'm more of a music guy rather than talking. But if I do listen to it, there's one called Irrelevant. It's between two former YouTubers, just talking about like sometimes cryptocurrency, and there's other times like is there life beyond Earth,
Mm-hmm.
time travel, all that shit. And then the Misfits. It's always fun learning about drugs. It's always fun learning about people's, like eating shit experiences type shit. So
Yeah, for real.
yeah, those are the two main ones.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah,
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with the Joe Rogan stuff though.
Joe Rogan.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm not a huge fan of Joe Rogan either, to be honest. I just feel like I wouldn't say, I would actually say overrated. It's just not my favorite. I just don't.
Yeah.
I feel like when you listen to a podcast, you got to really
Well,
listen to.
it's the average Kyle podcast.
That's true. That's
You know
true,
what I'm
man.
saying?
He's like,
Yeah.
I just sit down every morning when I'm at breakfast with my monster in one hand, listen to the Joe Rogan podcast. That's fucking Kyle for you.
Yeah.
It is the Kyle podcast. It really is.
Pretty much. Drinking
So,
that protein shake.
damn, that looked awful on my lips, bro. Holy fuck. It looked like I got splooged on. But, essentially, yeah. No, I feel that, dude. I've actually been getting into podcasts a lot more lately, and you said the Misfits, and I say fucking
Mhm.
yeah, the Misfits. I listen to them like every day, like when I'm at the gym or when I'm walking to work. I love them so much. They're just all fucking funny, and yeah, they do talk about drugs, but they also have like fucking crazy stories of like fun, like ridiculously cool
Yeah.
shit.
It's like super laid back. It's not like
Exactly.
very formal. Like
Exactly.
I listen to it before I go to bed,
Oh
and
yeah.
just like there's some shit they say that's really trippy on like with the drugs they've been
Yeah.
on, and
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, it's fucking
It's like,
nuts.
oh man.
Yeah, and they're
But
all very very funny, individuals in their own right and stuff like that, and I love them a lot. Personally, like who's your favorite? Like,
out of all of
person?
them,
Yeah, on all.
uh, it's either Swagger or Zuckles.
Oh, same. I love Zuckles. Yeah.
Yeah, like in every podcast, those Zuckles he's zoned out. Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
fucking
fucking
zonked,
zoned.
and
Yeah.
he's just like dazed.
Yeah.
And then like when there's times like where he isn't dazed,
Yeah.
he says like the most like funny fucking shit.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
true. That's Zuckles
It's like
for
shit
you.
that doesn't make sense sometimes.
Yeah, he seems to be like so out of like everything sometimes. It's just like in
Yeah,
a different universe. I
yeah,
remember when he was talking about like making a fucking portal and stuff like that. He's like,
yeah.
yeah, I'm fucking making a portal, mate. And I'm like, dude, and then he's like, yeah,
Portal.
and everybody's like, how does that even work? And I'm like, oh, it's just like, I was like, oh
There's
fuck,
times when like
that improv is
Swagger's
awesome.
high on set.
Yeah.
Like there's times where like he ate an edible before he fucking did the
Oh
podcast, and
shit.
he was laughing the entire time.
I haven't gotten to that episode yet, but dude,
It's the earlier episodes,
um,
like not the recent ones, years old, but it's funny as shit.
dude, I would imagine so. Dude, I just fucking love him so much, Swagger. He's just got a
Yeah,
great radio voice and stuff like that.
I
And
know his
like,
voice is so soothing,
yeah,
bro.
it's very nice. And just like when you're listening to a podcast and you're on that treadmill, it's just like it feels so nice just to listen. Puts
There
you in a
was an
good spot.
episode where Fitz was talking about like his solo trip on shrooms,
Oh yeah,
and he was like saying like it was the most majestic thing he's
yeah,
ever experienced. Like
hmm
he was looking at the carpet and like seeing it move and shit. Like not creepy, but it
yeah.
was like worms moving through it, and he was so
Oh
invested
shit,
into it. And it's like it was so cool. And then he started playing the piano, and it didn't
yeah,
matter what note he fucking hit. He could be like playing gibberish,
yeah,
but like it sounded so amazing to him. And then he sang before, like when he was on the come down, he was playing guitar while like the sun was going down.
yeah.
And I'm like, bro, like that's so amazing. Like imagine listening to Pink Floyd
Oh my
on your
god.
roof when the sun goes down.
That'd be
Like,
fucking nuts, honestly.
bruh.
Dude.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, actually. Holy shit. While hot tripping off shrooms. Like, shrooms in particular, I'm not sure how down I would be to do them, mostly because my anxiety and my PTSD, that would really fuck me up, It'd really,
Mhm.
really fuck me up. And, like,
You have to be in a good mindset
oh
to be
yeah,
able to
for
do that.
certain. You don't want to go on a
Yeah.
bad trip and then like, because I've heard of people that like go into bad trips and they never leave or whatever, and it's just like, and they're just so fucked up for the rest of their life that it's just like awful. But
Yeah.
yeah, um,
Yeah. It's kind of like the same with weed though. It's like if you go into
oh, I feel it.
smoking weed, be like, I need to smoke because I'm feeling so bad.
Yeah,
But then while you smoked it, you're still focusing on like I still feel
yeah,
bad. I still feel bad.
you're still in the
Then you're gonna
bad
feel like
spot.
you're gonna have a bad trip. But like if you
True.
go into it saying,
I'm just gonna relax.
I just need some relaxation. Like today has been shitty. I just want to fucking
Yeah,
relax.
true. Yeah,
And
it's so
once you do
bad.
that, you're in the right mindset because you're
Yeah.
saying I want to relax,
For real,
and then
it's
you're
that
just
perspective.
chilling.
It's certainly
Yeah,
that perspective, of I agree wholeheartedly with that. So many
yeah,
people just like I don't know, because with my experiences and shit like that, which we'll get into like right after this, but
yeah.
yeah, but here in a bit, yeah, we'll be talking more about our experiences with drugs and shit like that, but to get back on track a little bit. Oh yeah, in terms of podcasts I listen to, definitely the Misfits because I love them so much, And there's people that I could just relate to, and they honestly like some of the stuff they talk about is just like honestly it pushes me to do bigger and better things, and to keep doing what I'm doing, they're
Hmm.
really good. But another one I've been listening to quite regularly, thanks to my friend Marisa, I've gotten pushed into true crime podcasts, and so I've been listening to the last podcast on the left. Those guys are fucking hilarious, and why we're gonna listen to them one of these days. Uh, just because they all have great radio voices and they're all fucking hilarious. And
Someone told me I had a good podcast
yeah,
voice in class the other
you
day.
have a good you have a good podcast voice.
Yeah,
Lol. Um, no, you do. You have a good voice for it. I would agree. You're very soothing to listen to.
soothing some ASMR podcast.
God damn it! You sounded like you were gonna cry when you were doing that.
Richard, don't leave me.
You know I never will. Oh fuck,
No.
No, but so last podcast on the left, there's another podcast that that Marisa introduced me to called Morbid, and it's just two ladies that talk about serial killers and ghosts and shit. And
Lots of creepy shit.
yeah, dude, that's her vibe, dude. She likes the scary shit, you know. And
Yeah.
in particular, the last episode we listened to is about like Jeffrey Dahmer, and that dude is a fuck, dude. That dude is
Yeah.
such a fuck. He like
He has one of my favorite artists put him in the intro of an album.
oh yeah, Josh
Yeah.
A. That's right.
Yeah.
That's when the cannibalism started.
That's why I like him so much as an artist, because like he puts so much, like, he makes an album, right? And like this is his little revive shit. So like he makes an album, but he has this like presence around this alter ego where it's so fucking creepy.
Yeah.
Like the album Slasher. Like there's some titles, there's like Jeepers Creepers, like the movie.
Yeah.
He has a song called Siren Head.
Oh
Like
shit.
all that shit, yeah.
Fucking Siren Head. That's dope.
Ghostface, all that shit.
Oh shit, that's right. I never really knew that he had that many different like kind of like references to pop culture horror.
He has one called Dead by Daylight too.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's dope actually.
But anyway, back to podcast.
Inspiration hits at any time, bro.
Yeah.
So last but not least, which I've listened to a little bit of was fuck. The last one.
What's that?
Dude, my throat is a little dry, mate. But essentially it was fucking. They're called Lights Out podcast, and they talk about more serial killers and more spooky stuff. We listened to something about the Dybbuk box. You know what a Dybbuk box is? So a Dybbuk is an old Hebrew word that literally means to cling on to, you know? And so you could call my ex-girlfriend a Dybbuk, and like the one that starts with the letter B, you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but anyways, so a Dybbuk box. So it's a box that has a demon sealed in it. And it's a
Let's
very
open one.
What? Let's open one?
open
Fuck
one.
no, bitch. I'll have to show you the podcast that they talk
We'll have
about
two demons in the house now, Cameron and that one.
Get Cameron in Razgul or something, like whatever the fuck his name is. You know, like two demons in the house. But no, it's fucking scary, dude. Like it's some sketchy shit. Some fuck was like got told don't open this shit, and then he's like he opened it, and then he tried to give the box away to like so many different people, but it always came back to him. It was just like, and it was really fucked. And then he ended up giving it to a dude that fucking sealed it in a military grade container and buried it somewhere.
Speaking of demons, do you believe in that shit?
I do wholeheartedly believe in that shit. You know, I don't fuck with
like,
it.
For me, it's kind of like, I think the same as with witchcraft, I guess. Like I heard, if I'm wrong, correct me, but for witchcraft, if you're gonna curse somebody, whoever you're cursing also has to believe in witchcraft as well to be cursed.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like the same is with hauntings.
Yeah.
Like you can only be haunted if you genuinely or subconsciously believe that it's true.
Yeah.
If you don't think that shit is true and you think life is life, based on scientific beliefs or your own personal beliefs, then you cannot specifically be haunted. If that makes sense.
To a certain extent.
It's kind of like in sci-fi terms, like a shield you put around yourself.
Yeah.
Like if you do not believe, you will not receive.
To a certain extent, I do agree with that.
It's kind of like the same with God, I guess. Like, how do I explain it? Like, you know how if you don't believe, you won't go to heaven type shit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the same with hell too.
Yeah.
And like getting haunted by
well,
hell.
like apparently in the Jewish faith, they don't even believe in hell. So it's just like that's at least that's what the only Jewish YouTuber I know, said. But like, I don't know, hell in particular and all that stuff like is in Christianity is very like warped, and being a former Christian, I would say, you know, that's the it's very warped, and like it's something that is almost pretty much made up or interpreted, you know, and recreated and stuff like that. It was and like the devil and, you know, the and hell in particular, they were all kind of like interpreted and blown up from the original text, which was the Bible. But to answer your question, yeah, I do definitely believe in demons and ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And to a
Yeah.
certain extent, I do see your logic with that. However, I believe that, you know, um, things are going to
I may be wrong
exist.
though. I don't
No,
know.
that's fine. I feel like
Yeah.
things are going to exist regardless of whether we believe them to exist or not, you know? And, but I do believe that the energy that we put out to the universe and stuff like that, the energy that we have, if we focus on something and we believed it to be true, then that, you know, we could cause things to
Manifestation.
manifest, you know, within
Yeah.
by giving them that energy and stuff like that. That's why,
That's why
like,
you always need to think optimistic,
oh, yeah, true.
manifest optimism, and then
Yeah.
therefore bad stuff will
Yeah,
happen less
yeah,
often, so to
yeah.
speak.
Don't like feed like things fear and stuff like that, because generally
Yeah.
speaking, like
I
if
mean, like, granted, life fucking happens. Like, you
yeah, it
can
does,
control
it
that.
does, you
But at
know.
the same time, like, if you manifest positive thoughts, it's gonna happen less
Yeah,
often.
for real.
Yeah.
And it makes you, you know, in terms of like spirits and shit like that, it makes you least. It makes you less vulnerable, I would say.
But
So
seeing a ghost would be dank as fuck, though, even though if
yeah,
you're haunted.
it'd
Like,
be
imagine if you're haunted, dude. Like, you can, like, that'd be
well.
low key cool. I don't know how to put.
I
Don't
don't
look at me
know.
like
I don't
that.
know. I don't know about that. Why I would.
Like, no, I'm just saying that's like, it's like, I don't want to say it's a flex, but like, in my opinion, it kind of is. It's like, you can tell like all your friends be like, yo, bro, I got haunted. It's pretty dank.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. I just find it cool.
Yeah, Greg, he used to live in fucking Poland. You know, he died during fucking World War II.
Like,
And
imagine if
he
you
lives in
die
my
from a
pantry,
haunting, though.
you know,
Like, that's so cool. That's such a cool way to die.
from a haunting?
Yeah, like being possessed.
Well, what happens to your soul after you die from a haunting?
I mean, if
Could
you
it be
go to,
consumed?
I'm not entirely sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, regardless of where you go, if you just
Yeah.
focus on how you die, it's cool. I
Yeah,
mean, if you go to
yeah,
hell
that's true.
because of it, I mean, shit. I mean, I
Mm,
guess.
mm,
But like, if it, I guess the other side of it is like if you get
yeah.
possessed and kill your family, that's like shitty.
Yeah, it's
But
fucking awful. Actually,
yeah,
the new Conjuring movie, you know, is directed towards a case where somebody, you know, said, you know, I killed my family because I was possessed or whatever. It's called The Conjuring.
yeah.
The devil made me do it, and it's coming out soon. Hopefully, Marisa, Sam, and a few other friends from work will be able to go and see it, and you're more than welcome to come as well.
See, like,
Um,
I feel like we only we don't know our brain.
yeah,
Like the humans don't have not researched enough of our brain to know what the fuck happens.
yeah,
Like our brain is one of the most complex things on this earth
yeah,
in regards of researching.
yeah,
Like same with dolphins. Dolphins' brains are bigger than ours too.
yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
it,
They're
so
fucking
it's like
super intelligent frat
yeah.
boys of the ocean,
Um.
you know?
So it's like no one knows what goes on in our heads. Like we barely like PTSD for instance, or like past traumas that go on in your head, or like disorders in the head,
Yeah,
like TBIs and shit like that.
yeah.
Like my stepfather has a TBI, and they barely know what the fuck's going on.
What's the
So it's
TBI?
like a traumatic brain injury,
Oh.
because shrapnel went to his head.
Oh, that's right.
Um, yeah. And they have no idea what's going on. Like it's causing him to go blind, and they have no idea why.
Hmm.
So I feel like if you apply that to say paranormal shit,
Yeah,
I don't know about like shit flying at your face. Like that's a little weird. That's
yeah,
like, but like say acting possessed,
yeah,
I feel like there is a slight possibility that it can be I don't want to say split personality, but like shit's going on in your brain, but not
Yeah.
necessarily a spirit.
Yeah. That.
Because I'm not saying like there could be spirit. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like this is kind of like devil's advocate towards that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. For real.
So it's like we just don't know enough of our brains to know.
Yeah. That's fair.
But at the same time, we don't know what's after Earth.
That's
You
true.
see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. Absolutely.
it's like a double-edged sword. Like you have no fucking idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what
You
makes
know.
it scary and
Yeah.
interesting.
That is what
Yeah.
makes it scary. And the thing is that, yeah, I agree. It could have something to do with, some psychiatric things. But that's why they actually have like criminal psychology, which is people that are able to go and evaluate these people that are convicted of doing, murders and shit like that to see what's wrong with them, whether they're actually insane or whether they knew what they were doing the whole time. That's actually what Marisa wants to get into. And
That's dope though.
yeah, it is fucking dope, be getting close and personal with these fucked up individuals, and seeing whether it's like excusable because, they're insane and, they don't know what they're
It's
doing, or if they're
speaking
just
of
pieces
like
of shit. So,
it's always intrigued me because my
mhm.
biological grandmother, because
Mhm.
my dad was adopted, she
Yeah.
had severe schizophrenia.
Oh yeah.
And it's like it always like because schizophrenia can be hereditary. It
Mhm.
is hereditary.
Oh yeah.
And it's always intrigued me because like at this age I am right now, it starts
Yeah.
happening.
Oh yeah.
Most cases it does, from what
Yeah.
I've heard. So it's like, what if I start fucking seeing shit? Like I don't know.
See me floating above you
Like
naked.
that's like brain shit interests me. Like I hate
Yeah.
psychology classes, but
Yeah.
like learning about it's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, learning
Yeah.
like that there's actually like I feel like when it comes to learning and shit like that, especially about psychology, there's the part where you learn the chemistry and the mechanics of, what's going on in the brain and everything. But also then there's a different, part of learning where it's just learning the, kind of like generally what goes on and not going too much into depth. I feel like people don't like to go too into depth on certain things, but yeah.
I
What do you
know
got to
the
say?
one the only thing I've learned from psychology class that's stuck in my brain all these years
Yeah.
is the Abdullah oblongata. That's the only because they always be like, "What's the part of the brain
That
that's
sounds like
really
a racial
long?"
slur, dude. That's like
It's like this little teeny part of your brain that they like never make you forget.
just say it again.
Abdullah oblongata.
Abdullah Ablam got it, dude.
I think that's how you
Dude,
say
I
it.
said that, and I swear to God, like everything in my room started levitating. Like
It's a cool word.
that is a fucking nuts word, dude. But
It's the
yeah.
same with like the cells, like mitochondria. You can
Mitochondria,
never
the
forget that
powerhouse
shit.
of the cell, dude.
Yeah.
Like the fucking powerhouse of the cell. It's like fueled by G Fuel. Yeah.
That's funny.
Sponsor us, please.
Anyway,
But yeah, no, that's some that's some real shit, dude. No, I believe it. I believe it 100%.
yeah.
Um, I've kind of always been a bit of a superstitious, little dude. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's
It's
talk.
always nice.
Yeah, for real. Well, let's talk about what's new. Like, what's new with your life, man? Let's.
My life.
Yeah.
Um. Well, nothing really new. Just getting done with school.
Mhm.
Almost done. Um. So this summer's gonna be hopefully grand and special.
Yeah.
Um.
Hopefully.
I'm planning on going on a trip to Hawaii this summer. From the 21st.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah, just be on the beach, feet in the sand, swimming with turtles.
Just
Um.
don't touch him, though. That's illegal.
Yeah. True. But in regards to right now, what I'm doing, I'm gonna drop some shit right now. But you know why it's making an album right now.
Oh
But,
yeah,
you
you
know,
best drop it.
I don't know when it's gonna be released, but I'm taking my time with it.
Yeah, as you should.
So that's the forefront of everything and school.
Yeah.
In regards to drift stuff, we have some IRL stuff planned that I'm editing. I don't know what Richard has planned.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's the gaming side, I'm the
Yeah.
IRL side.
Just
So-
just Minecrafting getting that shit out until
Yeah.
we start our new, kind of let's
trying
play
to-
or whatever.
I'm trying to get out more because I'm more of a person that's real like extremely introverted,
You're like
where
a
I stay in
fucking
my room
hermit.
all the
Yeah,
time.
you're a
I'm a
hermit.
hermit,
Yeah.
and I work on my shit. So like I need to find time to like let go and enjoy shit. It's a learning process, but
It's a
yeah.
vibe. Yeah.
What about you?
Personally, been going to the gym, eating better, lost 16 pounds as the record shows.
Holy shit.
Yes, sir. It's been good. Uh, you lost 16 pounds, doing well at the gym, steady as she goes, and then fucking doing drift videos and stuff like that. I've made more videos this past like month and a half, than I've had in my whole career, because like I haven't been doing a lot of editing. I've never really been an editor. I've always been a streamer, but I'm decent at editing, and I've got a lot of potential. I feel, and it's something that I'm getting more confident with and learning to do a lot better. And yeah, so there's that, and then what else is new with me? I don't fucking know. It's just my car has been being an ass, and it's gonna be going in shortly. And yeah,
Yeah, adult shit.
adult shit. It's just life, dude. I don't got
Yeah.
much going on. It's just
Any girls in Richard's life?
any girls in Richard's life? No, man. Like I'm
All you
married.
need is yourself.
I'm married to the job, bro.
Married to the grind, bro.
Married to the grind, and maybe I'll find a nice streamer, gamer girl or gamer guy out there. It's just like where I fuck with, quite literally, and it's yeah. So that'd be it. But right now, oh yeah, and then also just had just got my COVID shot yesterday. Wyatt was there. He was like, I was like the little child that had to go and get their flu shot and was super scared. And then Wyatt was my big, strong dad figure, and, went in there and it struggled. Like, it was free, but they were like, we want to be able to charge insurance if we can. And so I'm like, okay, insurance card, yeet. And, no, they sat me down and I was like, okay, yeah. She's like asking me all these questions. She asked me like whether I was sick or whatever, et cetera, whether I've had a shot before, because they usually give you 2 shots, right? And then
Yeah.
she sits my ass down there. She cleans the spot. I look away, and then she didn't even give me time to even think about it. It was just yeet. And it was like straight into my arm, and then it didn't even hurt. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then she's like, yeah, you're done. I'm like, what? She's like, but you got to sit here for 15 minutes. Probably because they don't want you to go into any sort of shock,
Anaphylactic shock?
Yeah, I think so. It's like where you go into
Honestly.
extreme allergic reaction mode. And so just wanted to make sure that I was okay. And so waited 15 minutes, went to my favorite cheesesteak place, got some cheesesteak and fries, hung out with the boys, So, but
Yeah.
mainly the only symptoms I had really, or the only issues I had, was I was fucking tired and had a headache. That's it. So, yep.
The worst symptoms though, like I hate being tired. I hate having headaches.
Dude, like, yeah.
So much.
Yeah, me too, man. It's fucking poopy as hell. So, but yeah, I'm just feeling all right. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway.
yeah. We were talking about drugs a little bit earlier. Let's talk a little bit more about everybody's favorite.
Talk about drugs, kids.
Let's talk about adult candy.
Love adult candy. No.
Yeah.
What about drugs? What do you want to know about drugs?
Well, well, I already know a lot. Well, not a lot, I have a friend who knows a shitload because she's studying that stuff. But like, fucking, not gonna lie, like, after listening to the Misfits and stuff like that, and they really talk about like, education rather than like having everything be illegal and stuff like that. If you educate people, that way that what's gonna happen and stuff like that, you won't be.
People need to focus on drug education.
I agree.
Than drug avoidance.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like once you say, it's weird how psychology works. It's like if you tell someone to avoid something, they're curious.
Yeah, true.
You want to know what it is.
Yeah.
So it's like it's better to be like, hey, this is the truth on what happens. Like,
Fucking
this is
right.
what happens if you take it too much. This is what happens if you take more than the recommended dose. This is what happens if you're addicted, like stuff like that. And I think that's more like better, considering that states are now starting to legalize more drugs and decriminalize it, such as Oregon. They
didn't they
legalized
legalize shrooms?
and they decriminalized all drugs.
They put it on pizza now.
Yeah. Regardless, it's still federally illegal.
Yeah, which that needs to change too. You know, like in fucking the U.S. government and their fucking bullshit. You know, with drugs is fucking stupid because, like, generally speaking, like the biggest thing, like the biggest issue with drugs was like during the war on drugs, and I think that was like a Ronald Reagan kind of, you know.
Yeah,
like
the war on drugs, for kind of like educational purposes, I guess, was, I don't want to sound people who shit on who voted for him. I'm not going to do that. Like, you have your title and your own opinion, but
yeah,
in my opinion, did more harm than good.
Yeah, it certainly did.
The U.S. holds, I believe, if I read correctly, either a little bit below or a little bit more than half of the entire world's prison population, which is a problem.
Yeah, and so
the reason they do that is because they get money federally from taxpayer dollars, which is shitty.
Oh yeah.
But in most of those cases of the prison's population is from drugs.
Yeah.
And which needs to change. It does.
Yeah. I agree with you. I was actually pulling this up, and essentially, there is a bit of a. It was on Wikipedia, so like make of it as you will. But there's a little bit of a graph that shows like the percentage of incarcerated Americans as percentage of population. And so it was 1971. It was Richard Nixon who declared the war on drugs. And then that was 1971. And then upwards all the way up to 2000.
Ronald Reagan's wife made the DARE thing. From, you know, what you see at school, DARE. Like,
DARE.
Yeah.
I dare you not to do drugs. Yeah.
I think that was her.
It's dumb. It's boomer shit, you know? Because it's just like boomers, they just love saying do not do things and, you know, never tell you why.
Which, like,
you know?
I don't understand, because, like, okay, like, I understand.
Don't fuck, you know, don't
like,
do
no,
drugs.
Like, personally, I understand, like, injecting shit in yourself. Like, like that, like, hard drugs, I'm a hard pass. Like, you need to avoid those.
Yeah.
But in regards to psychedelics and
Molly
stuff that comes from the earth,
well,
like weed,
like definitely not Molly in that case, but
it's people need to, you know, there needs to go better research in it.
I agree.
I was watching this thing on TikTok, and this take it as you will, but this dude was saying that, like, instead of, you know, sorry, excuse that, but like they were saying you need to legalize shrooms because there is more health benefits than downfalls. Really, the only downfall of, like, say, like, shrooms is serotonin syndrome.
Yeah.
Which is when you have too much and you're depleted of serotonin and you die from it, pretty much.
So, well, my question is that I'm gonna play the devil's advocate, you know, and kind of go against you here. Like,
do it.
I'm ready, bitch. I'm ready. So you say that there's more health benefits. Like, what are some of these health benefits that you say?
So there's a compound in shrooms that I believe connect neural pathways in your brain. I forgot what that compound is. It's in some foods too.
Yeah.
But it's mostly found in shrooms.
Yeah.
So when you take it and you trip, your neural pathways, new ones are connected.
All right.
Which is, I'm not a scientist, so I don't know what that means, but it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah. No, because neural pathways essentially are connections between neurons in your brain, which essentially are those connections, or I do believe they're called synapses. And essentially, when those synapses are things that are like essentially your memories and your reactions to things and stuff like that. So yes, that could be good. It could be good.
Yeah.
But like what if that's the only thing, like what else is good for tripping on
It can be
shrooms?
emotionally good for you as well.
Yeah.
A lot of people meditate while doing it.
Yeah.
I've met someone who takes shrooms while meditating, and it's kind of like out of body experience type
Yeah.
shit.
Opens your mind. Yeah.
People who practice balancing your chakras,
Yeah.
it benefits that as well. Um, Shit like that, like mostly emotionally and spiritually, it's
Yeah.
very good for you.
Okay.
But in regards to like say like the bad shit,
Yeah.
if you do it too much, you'll get. I think it's called serotonin syndrome.
Yeah. Okay.
To where like your serotonin gets depleted. So
Yeah.
you need a trip advisor kind of shit.
Yeah.
Um, and you need to like limit your use pretty
That's
much.
fair.
That goes into the play of like education on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, just to build off, I'm done playing devil's advocate because I actually agree with you, but I think it's important, for the sake of discussion, scholarly discussion. If I wouldn't call what this at all scholarly, but
Yeah.
actually, the use of psychedelics have gone very, 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 very far back. Especially with shrooms and stuff like that. Before there was LSD, or fucking acid.
I
And
believe anything from the earth is meant to be used
yeah, I agree with
in
you
a
to
certain
some
sense.
extent. Yeah,
So,
in
yeah,
moderation, as all
it's
things
here
should
for a
be.
reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, in moderation, of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
Yeah.
Anything and everything could potentially be good for you if used in moderation, except maybe fucking plutonium or something
Just
like that.
know anything from the earth that's bad for you. Like I think it's boysenberries that like fucking are poisonous. Like don't eat those.
Yeah,
Like that's from the earth, but don't eat those.
yeah. Some
Uh,
some shit don't fuck with you,
yeah.
dude. Yeah,
Be
yeah,
just be smart, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah. Don't do that. But boysenberries, like with a B, are actually edible. Uh,
Oh,
but
what are the berries that are poisonous?
I would imagine poison berries.
Are they called poison
I don't
berries?
know, dude. I just remember watching fucking Bugs Life as a kid, and like having
Uh,
he's like poison berries or something like that, and I'm like, oh fuck, not
I just
poison.
remember like when I like went hiking in the woods all
Yeah.
the time. My mom was like, "Don't eat those. Those are something berries." And I'm like, "Oh, okay."
You're like, yeah, they will fucking kill you. No, but there's
Yeah.
actually, if any of you guys are interested, you guys should look this up. There's actually a way of determining the toxicity of berries and foods in nature by you go and you grab one and then you like put it like up against your lips, and then like and maybe this isn't necessarily 100% right, but essentially if you do that and then you feel like a little bit of stinging or like sensation on your lips, then that means it's not, you shouldn't eat it. But if you're good, then you should go and like have it on your tongue and then see how it feels.
I've heard
And,
that too.
yeah, and then it's just like if it's not causing any pain, or if you're not feeling lightheaded and stuff like that, then chew it up a little bit, spit it out, see how like that feels and stuff like that. And then if it's all good, then eat one or two, don't eat a shitload, and then see how you feel. And then if it is good, then you can eat them. So that's what I've
Yeah.
heard. So
Yeah.
yep. But you don't want to get sick when you're in a fucking scenario like that. So
Yeah, that'd be bad.
yeah, it'd be very bad. But no, like I agree with you in terms of like, shrooms and in terms of like weed and stuff like that. I feel like all that stuff, comes from the earth, and
Well,
you
it's like
should.
if you have records from people doing it back way before
Oh yeah.
any of
It, it's
back before
ancient. It's
fucking
fucking
governments,
ancient. It's
like, yeah,
it's fucking ancient. The use of
then I think it's
psychedelics
okay to use.
that use of psychedelics have been like a part of like
Like,
spirituality within like pagan religions and stuff like that.
especially it benefits both places too,
Mm.
because say someone's like anxiety filled, they can use it. But also, if you're selling it, you earn money off of it,
Yeah.
and you can
True.
tax it, so the state gets it. So then therefore you're making money.
Capitalism. Yeah.
So like I don't understand what's bad about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't.
No, I feel that. No, it's like I don't know. I feel
Like if you
like
fuck up your life from it, that's your fault.
yeah.
But like you need to. That's why you need to understand a
Well,
drug.
here's the thing.
Kind of
Like if America, whether we like to believe it or not, is a very conservative nation. You know, we're very progressive in some things. Like I heard about how like America actually had like gay rights before Germany had gay rights, you know, especially in regards to like gay marriage and stuff like that. Which good on you, America. But it's just like we're a very conservative nation, and we have a lot of like old fucking ideas that need to be changed. And
I found people
especially
here are really skeptics in the
yeah,
United States.
skeptics in what regards?
Like, oh, sorry, something's on my fucking cord. Give me 1 minute.
Okay, Dad. Don't think you can hear me. All right, let's go.
So in regards to like, say COVID,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
people are skeptical.
They're like COVID doesn't exist. Oh.
In regards to election, or skeptics.
No. Oh yeah.
It's sometimes it's over the top and dangerous.
Conspirators, yeah, conspiracies and stuff like that. People are fucking stupid, man.
And then there's also people that think their politicians are like a godsend.
I know,
chill
dude. They
out.
are
Like,
fucking, dude.
politicians aren't your friend, people.
They really aren't, dude.
aren't.
People are like, oh my god, so and so, they're so amazing. I'm like, no, they lie and avoid taxes. You fuck.
Like
you know?
what you need to do is like instead of idolizing your fucking politician, you need to focus on what's good for the people.
Exactly.
Like just because your dude's a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar even company owner.
Yeah.
Like that makes him God?
No.
Like, no.
That's
the same with any other politician. It's just like they're just a person serving the people, and that's how it should be.
But most of them are fucking, so selfish, and they're not in it for the right reasons, man. And so that's I agree. But we'll save politics and roasting politicians, for a later podcast. I feel like, but in terms of drugs, like intriguingly enough, like shrooms and psychedelics, they were used like way, 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 way before the use of like actual. Well, they were used way, way, way before like Christianity and stuff like that. And they were used in pagan. I put that in quotes. Pagan religions. With shamans and with druids and stuff like that, and like it was just.
I mean, they were used for medicinal purposes, and if they're still here now, then they worked earlier.
Yeah, they were used for like guiding people on a spiritual journey and stuff like that. That's why shamans, like in certain like cultures around the world, they would like pop some shrooms and go into a trance, and then be able to tell people about what's going on, and because they were like enlightened in a sense.
Take this with a grain of salt because it's from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
but
but
in the game, there's certain sections, there was optional sections where you would take a psychedelic as a Viking, and you would travel to Asgard.
Yep.
So it's like it can be like other religions where it's like you take it and you go to these different places.
Yeah, it was like a spiritual kind of thing, and I feel like if you just, say, no, none of this, then, you're just not doing it. That's not good, I feel like it's within every person's right to be able to do, whatever they want in terms of drugs. If they want to fuck up their life, that is their choice, but it's just like, I feel like if we spent more time, putting together programs here in America that would serve people in the terms of like helping them recover from addiction, or helping people avoid addiction by using education rather than throwing people in prison for doing things for like close to life, for just fucking smoking pot and relaxing.
I do think there needs to be an age limit on it too, though.
Yeah, for
because
certain.
brain development is important.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't think as high as 21 is good. I mean, I feel like here's an analogy I'm going to use. Like, if you're enlisted to serve your country and die
Mhm.
for it, I think you should be old enough to drink
I agree.
and like take drugs.
Yeah. Well,
But
yeah.
in certain instances, like I feel like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's the way I
Well,
think.
well, take a look at Germany. You know, that you can start drinking in Germany when you're 16, but
Yeah,
it's beer. You know, and then for like hard liquor and stuff like that, they wait until you're like,
yours like a food group
yeah,
over there.
yeah, it's like yeah, for real. And then like moving on towards like liquor and stuff like that, you have to be older and stuff like that. But you know, which I feel like is reasonable. You know, and some as long as you know leave it up to the individual to make that decision for themselves. You know.
Like, if I'm a parent, if my kid wants to smoke a joint with me, and they're reasonable age, like 16, yeah, I'm gonna supervise you while you do it.
Yeah.
But like, I'll do it with you just for you can experience it. You're not doing it every day,
For
sorry.
damn
But
certain.
like, if you want to, if you're like, hey, dad, what's it like? I'll be like, I'll show you.
Yeah. Well,
Now wait till you're 18 for the next time.
yeah, you
And like,
yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like that's the
2 year
kind of
spacing out, yeah. Right.
that's the kind of thing where I meant by like, you know, like learning about
Oh
drugs.
yeah, for real. It's education and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And I feel like if you have that, controlled environment when you're with someone you trust, where they could guide you on that kind of like first time, then it's much better than going and learning it from some dude that's like, man, just wait till you try crack, or something
My
like
mom
that.
offered me an edible the other day.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Did you eat it?
No, no,
Unfortunate.
wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, drugs kind of fuck with me, and that's what I've realized by doing some drugs and stuff like that, mostly pot. I've realized that it really fucks with me. I could drink, but I can't drink very heavily. Like that's because I've learned my limits and stuff like that, and I've learned through people and learned about drugs and stuff like that, and so I know my limits, what I can do, what I can't do, and I've learned, essentially, what's good for me, what I'm okay with. But people will never find that out unless you give them that opportunity to learn. So yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Well, what do you? Well, let's talk about fitness, dude. Like we've been going to the gym and shit like that. It's just tell a little bit about your story of like fitness, your fitness journey, because like you're
Well,
swole, you're shredded.
mm,
Dude, shut up. Don't give me
so
that look.
oh, I'm blurry.
Yeah,
What's going on,
you gotta get
camera?
into focus, yeah.
Jesus, hello. There we go. Okay.
That was
Um,
trip. All right.
uh, pretty much I think it was 4 years ago. Met this guy named Tristan Miles.
Mm,
Yeah, I think he was on the podcast.
oh,
Pretty much.
a
He
podcast
was he
episode that
was
will never be
swole,
aired
and I
again.
was like, hey, I want to know this because I was fat as fuck. Well, not fat, but like chubby. And he's like, yeah, man, I'll be there for you and all that stuff. So I started out. I did what you're not supposed to do, and I was like, there was times where I was on the treadmill for an hour and a half sprinting, and like you lose a lot of muscle doing that. So I got really skinny, and I kind of like caused like body dysmorphia in a sense
Mm-hmm.
because like I always feel like I'm still overweight.
Yeah.
Um, so like I feel like that fucked me up a bit, and if I would have done it smart, would have been good.
Mm-hmm.
But ever since then, I've been doing it smart, doing it for 4 years now. On a program, about to go to the gym after this.
Yeah.
Taking supplements, eating right. That's the main thing,
Yeah.
and do it to make yourself feel good.
Yeah. Abs are made in the kitchen. Yeah. That's what you
Yeah,
told me, dude. And I'm like, I want abs, baby. Like, what do I gotta bake to make these
abs are
abs?
made in the kitchen.
They certainly are, dude. So it's just like watching those calories and making sure that, you're not overeating, and then, or eating under in some cases, it's,
Here's the thing, though, because a lot of people don't know this. Like being shredded, say like eight, well, 7 to 10% body fat. The It's more healthy to be in the range of 10 to 17% body
yeah,
fat, just
yeah,
because your body needs it.
yeah.
And you feel your best when you're in that area. So
Hmm.
like if you're training to feel good,
Mhm.
do that. If you're competing, then you know more than me.
Yeah.
But like, that's why I need like you see all these guys on Instagram. It's like, don't be like them, please. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you're gonna have to inject yourself to look like that.
Yeah.
So just do it to make yourself, feel like God in a sense. Like you're like
Yeah.
feel so amazing.
Fucking
You're like
king, fucking
endorphins.
queen. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
You fucking do you. That's what I've realized is that,
Yeah.
I'm not going to look like fucking, some, dude on YouTube that, comes before the video you actually want to watch. And he's like, let me tell you about my program. It's like, this pizza right here. Don't eat it. It's just like, if you know him, then you know him. But he's fucking shredded. And I'm like, yeah, you probably do roids. And then, it's just like, I've come to realize that, it's more about, knowing, like, just being the best that you can be, and just
Yeah.
like, it's like looking at what you got and thinking about, how can I be the best person I can be, without, without having to change myself. Because, like, unnaturally. Because, you go through natural changes, like, burning body fat and, gaining muscle or, being able to run farther and longer and stuff like that. Farther and longer are the same thing, but faster and farther.
Yeah.
It's just like you have these natural changes that occur in my eyes. I know I could trim, body fat and get to a percentage body fat where, I'm actually feeling good about myself, and then I could also, build enough muscle where I feel like I'm at a good place. It's just like going and progressively pushing myself to be the best that I could be, both physically, but also mentally and spiritually as well. Those three, that's the trifecta, it's important,
Yeah, I had my psychology teacher tell me one time it's if exercise was a pill, it'd be the most widespread pill sold.
Yeah.
Um, so that says a lot. Like
Yeah.
exercise
Yeah.
is a drug.
It
Like it
fucking
makes
is, dude.
it's like if you took Molly, but like not as extreme.
Yeah, for real. I agree with you.
And long term effects that are extremely good for you.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
We're not like if you think about it, we're fucking animals. We're just like super smart fucking animals that walk on two legs. That's it. We and the thing is that like in today's society, we don't live that portion of, our actual, of what we are. We go to work, we go to sleep, we do this, we do that. We never take time to, allow our bodies to, be used for what they're meant for, which is, running around and fucking hunting or fucking doing this or doing that, And for me, in my opinion, when I exercise and I work out, I allow my body to be free and, be more almost animalistic in nature to a point where it's just like I am feeling in my element, where I'm, actually growing in a sense of, being more pure and human. Like I'm purifying myself from all of the shit that, I have to do and stuff like that. It's very liberating.
Like I go to the gym sometimes just to get away from shit. Be on my
Yeah.
own.
It's fine.
Like get away from the dark shit and just be like, you know what? Like there's times where you feel like you just want to chuck a school bus at a preschool, and instead of doing that, you work out and you
Yeah.
feel better. So
Yeah, for real.
I mean, that's a good way of saying it, I guess.
Yeah, for real.
Like I get angry all the time, but when I go to the gym, it goes away.
Yeah, for real.
Put your anger to weight.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, use it. Use your anger. Like anger, you can't control it, but you could choose how you utilize that emotion. Stuff
That's the
like that.
testosterone fueling me, though. It's like, yeah, I'm fucking angry, and then like
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, lift the weights. Like,
Yeah, it feels so good to be angry. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that a lot. So, okay,
Yeah.
looks like we're getting pretty close to an hour here. We're at 54 minutes. So, real quick, let's talk about. We touched. We touched base a little bit into spirituality and stuff like that. So like let's be a little bit more lighthearted, right now. Let's talk about music.
Mhm.
Let's talk about music. Like what? Well, let's first off, what are you listening to?
At this moment, low revive. Whoa.
Whoa.
And
Yeah, I love Whoa. They're pretty good.
and some heavy
Got
metal
some
like Crown the
bangers.
Empire.
Yeah, that's fucking vibe.
I'm just getting more into metal.
Yeah,
Honestly, I
Crown the
like just
Empire is
banging my
sick.
head.
Oh hell yeah.
I like punching walls.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Uh,
It makes me want to punch a wall because it's like, yeah, testosterone.
You're like, yeah, it gets your yeah, gets your fucking heart pumping. You know what's
Yeah,
interesting from what I heard something along the lines that when you're listening to like music that your heartbeat kind of like tries to become match the BPM or whatever almost. So like when you're
yeah.
listening to like very high BPM music like dubstep or like metal and stuff like that, it like your heart tries to connect with that, and it's just like that, so you get fucking hyped or you get like super sit down, or like relaxed.
Have you ever listened to a song to where it feels like you're ascending into heaven?
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
one X song called Alone Part 1, and it's only on SoundCloud. And at the very end, it's like he puts a lot of fucking lyrics in reverse when in the beat.
Yeah.
And it's like when the transition happens and the beat hits,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, I don't wanna be like, it's fucking, you're like ascending. You're like, oh my god. Like, especially nighttime and you're listening to like Star Shopping by Lil Peep. It's like, fucking yes. Like, going.
Oh yeah, dude, I feel that. I feel that. It's been a while since I've heard a song that really, took me there to that point. Because for me, it's just like if I love a song, I beat it into the fucking ground because I listen to it so much. But
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I know. Like I vibe with that shit. I've been personally listening to, like, I got. Hold
Lizard
up.
Gizzard and the wait,
King
what is it?
Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, dude. Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
mate. Like if you don't hate on King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, bro. But because I do really like those fuckers. But like just looking, I'm pulling on my Spotify right now. But got last podcast on the left and stuff like that. But got some EDM, lots of EDM actually. Some music by this artist called Leaden. If you haven't heard of him, King
I haven't heard of
Crimson.
him. Have you?
Yeah, and I certainly have, and he's amazing. King Crimson. Oh, the Off Season by J. Cole. Great,
Oh
great
yeah.
fucking album, by the way. I was listening to the Migos for a bit. Culture too. I just wanted to give them a gander. I've got a very diverse fucking selection of music. I like from psychedelic punk, no psychedelic rock, or into fucking, which is King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. They're quite psychedelic. And then also Avicii, then going to fucking J. Cole, and then all the way down to fucking jazz and blues music, and then it's just like I listen to a very large diverse section of music, except fucking country. I'm just not a huge fan.
I despise country.
I despise it too. It's just like, it's just something I can't really relate to because it's all about, it's pretty much just like, I like to drink.
I'm a big green tractor.
Go slow, maybe go faster down through the woods. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a country song one of these days.
Yeah, do it. Like, honestly, Lil Darky is my favorite country music artist,
Yes.
He does actually make some fucking, honestly, like, fire country music. Like, but when like some of the songs where it's just like him fucking around, with country
Yeah.
music, I'm like, wow, this is actually, it's pretty gas, bro. And then, no, but yeah, been listening to a lot of that music and stuff like that. But well, anyways, I think that just about wraps it up. This has been the Drift Podcast. I'm your host, Elixir. Co-host, Mr. I Am Garden Gnome, aka Ledden. You got the plugs earlier. We don't need to plug again because we're not that desperate, are we? No, of course not. We're here regardless. So thank you all for watching. Stay tuned next week for episode 2 of the podcast. And say
More videos soon.
More videos soon. All right, bye.